In 1987, a horrifying piece of news shook the entire Soviet Union. In Kiev, an entire family of serial killers stood trial after mercilessly poisoning people for years with the deadly toxin thallium. On the defendant's bench sat Maria and Anton Maslenko and their daughters, Tamara Ivanutina and Nina Matsebra. The worst offender was 45-year-old Ivanutina, who poisoned 20 people, including small children. Her motives were both revenge and personal gain. Tamara also claimed she didn't want to breed poverty by tolerating other people's children. By all accounts, this was a very peculiar family, obsessed with wealth and luxury. The father had no qualms about slipping poison to anyone he disliked, and the mother followed a twisted life philosophy. Don't waste time writing complaints, just befriend everyone and treat them to food, but add poison for the truly troublesome ones. The elderly Maslenkos showed no hesitation in fatally poisoning a neighbor in their communal apartment simply because he played his television too loudly at night, disturbing their sleep. They even poisoned a relative who had the nerve to remark that their floors were dirty. The Maslenkos would lace the food they served, like pilaf and pancakes, with rat poison, and they even injected it into oranges and gingerbread. That was how they exacted revenge on people who had supposedly insulted them. Tamara Ivanutina got a job washing dishes at school number 16 in the Minsky district of Kiev. In March 1987, 3 sixth graders and 11 staff members from the school were rushed to the hospital by ambulance with what was initially diagnosed as the flu. They all had the same symptoms: weakness, nausea, leg pain, and hair loss. Despite aggressive treatment, 2 children and 2 adults died almost immediately, while the others ended up in intensive care. For deaths in quick succession was a major incident at that time, so the prosecutor's office opened an investigation. The next step was to check the personnel files of all cafeteria workers. That was when the authorities discovered Ivanutina's employment record was fake. She had a prior conviction for profiteering, which made her ineligible to work in childcare facilities. This prompted a deeper look into the dishwasher's background. Altogether, the family was linked to 40 proven poisonings, 13 of them fatal. Tamara Ivanutina was responsible for the most poisonings, 20 in total, 9 of which led to death. She was sentenced to the maximum penalty, along with confiscation of her property. Her father, mother, and sister received prison terms of 13, 10, and 15 years respectively, and were ordered to compensate their victims for medical expenses. When Tamara was given the chance to speak her final words, she refused to admit guilt or ask the victims' families for forgiveness. "That's not how I was raised," she said arrogantly. Tamara Ivanutina became the third and final woman in the Soviet Union to be officially sentenced to death.